Welcome, and thank you for joining us today for GoGuardian Beacon webinar. My name is Julie, and I'm the Trust and Safety Manager here at GoGuardian. Today, we're going to be talking about GoGuardian Beacon, an AI solution that notifies predetermined school staff of instances where students may be at risk of suicide, self-harm, or potential harm to others. Beacon provides notifications to these staff members, directing you to the Beacon dashboard, which houses helpful information about that Beacon alert, so that you can take the appropriate next steps. In this webinar, we will be covering the different phases that Beacon can detect, how to review and resolve alerts, and features to help maximize your time. Let's get started. Phases. First, let's go over the different phases that Beacon can detect. Beacon predicts on 5 different phases of suicide or self-harm based on student browsing content. These phases are active planning, online behavior and/or content that may demonstrate the student is actively planning their suicide, such as looking up methodologies or writing a suicide note. Suicide ideation, online behavior and/or content that may demonstrate the student is forming or expressing thoughts about suicide, including their own, but may not indicate they're actively planning their suicide. Self-harm, often referenced as NSSI, Non-Suicidal Self-Injury, is online behavior and/or content that may demonstrate a student's desire to injure themselves on purpose, such as cutting, without intent to end their own life. Help and support, online behavior and/or content that may demonstrate the student is looking for help and support resources for themselves or a peer, such as hotline numbers. And suicide research, online behavior and/or content that may demonstrate the student is looking up general statistics and information about suicide, as one may do for a class assignment, versus exhibiting signs of suicide ideation. Based on search content, Beacon can also create alerts on 4 different categories of potential student safety threats or violence. GoGuardian defines these categories as guns and bombs, online searches for guns and bombs covering how to acquire, build, use, conceal, or transport the gun or bomb. Violent acts, online searches explicitly inquiring about how to commit a violent act, how to obtain the means to commit a violent act, or expresses a desire to commit a violent act. Bullying, online searches indicating that the searcher is a victim of bullying, harassment, or threats, or is seeking help to stop bullying, harassment, or threats. And historical acts, online searches directly referencing specific school shootings or attacks, or specific perpetrators of those attacks. Each deployment or group of students has its own dashboard, which is where all of the alerts will populate to be reviewed and resolved. An alert with a blue border indicates that it has not been resolved yet. At the top of the card, a color banner indicates the type of alert. Suicide and self-harm is in purple, and threats and violence categories are in orange. Depending on how your school administration has configured Beacon alert notifications, you may receive a notification via email and text message to let you know an alert has been generated for a student. Configured in your settings, notifications will be sent to selected staff in a specific order and within a predetermined interval of time between each notification. Email notifications have information on the predicted phase of the alert, along with a direct link to the alert card, and will continue to cycle through until a Beacon user resolves the alert, a step we'll go over shortly. Clicking on the provided link will take you to the alert card. Here, you are able to view the student's name, parent-guardian information, any actions that may have already been taken on the alert, and the reason the alert was generated. The Rationale tab will show you screenshots of what the student was doing at the time the alert was triggered, as well as their activity before and after. Each screenshot has a direct link to the page that they were on. You will also be provided the words on the page to better assist in understanding why the content was flagged, which can be helpful in instances of chats. You can download the alert card as a PDF file by clicking here. The PDF includes information about the student, why the alert was generated, and any actions taken on the alert. If you would like more information, you can navigate to the Browsing History tab, where you will be able to see the student's online activity up to 15 minutes prior to and 15 minutes after the alert was generated. After you've reviewed the information, you'll want to take action on the alert. Under the Actions Taken on this alert section, there are 8 different actions that you can toggle on as a convenient way to keep track of the actions taken and resources that were provided to the student. You can also label the alert's risk level. Please note that GoGuardian does not define or assign risk levels, and use of this feature is optional. The alert is resolved once either an action is toggled on or a risk level is selected. Once the alert is resolved, the alert card will turn gray on the dashboard and email notifications to the staff will stop. For convenience, all actions taken on this alert card will be logged under the Previous Actions Taken tab. The 4th tab shows previous alerts that the student has generated, including the predicted phases and direct links to each alert card. This can help provide a more holistic view of the student's online behavior. Our newest feature is the Notes tab, which allows you to record customized information, actions, and any protocols specific to the alert. If there's a web page or domain that you do not want Beacon to generate future alerts for, those with super counselor permissions can put a snooze on generating alerts for that web page or domain. You can customize who the snooze affects and how long the content should be snoozed. This can help minimize unwanted alerts. We encourage you to provide feedback by clicking, "Did we get this right?" You will be asked to answer 3 questions regarding the alert categorization accuracy and how useful you consider the information. Your responses will assist in improving the Beacon AI. There are multiple ways to filter on the dashboard. Use the search bar to filter for unresolved alert cards, a specific student, or by risk level. You can also filter by phase, category, and date range. Lastly, if you are a super user for your school's GoGuardian Beacon account, you will likely spend some time in the Settings page. Here, you can add staff members that will be involved in Beacon's implementation, configure notification settings, and build out an escalation list, or a tier of users that will be notified about alerts within specific interval times. If you have any feedback or an idea you would like to see implemented in the future, please submit those to ideas.goguardian.com. Other users will be able to vote on your ideas. Our product team frequently looks at this page. I appreciate you joining me for this GoGuardian Beacon webinar. Have a wonderful rest of your day.